I'm Chris Kirshner. I'm Director of Corporate Communications for Community Health Network. So welcome to you all. Thank you all for being here, whether you're here in person or visiting us the streaming link. Just a couple of things. We are in the Cancer Center, so masks are required when we're in patient-facing areas. However, in this space, if you're comfortable doing it, you may remove your mask if that's more comfortable for you. Also, you may keep it on if that's comfortable as well. I'm going to ask that the speakers remove your masks before approaching the podium. We're just going to have a brief program followed by tours of the Cancer Center, so we hope you can stick around for that. So with that, let's get things started. And I'm going to introduce Richard Fennell, the President of Oncology Services for Community Health Network.
Good morning, everybody. And on behalf of Community Health Network and MD Anderson, I want to welcome everybody to this morning's event. As Chris mentioned, my name is Richard Fennell. I'm the President of Oncology Services here at Community. And I joined the Community Network almost exactly a year ago. So I've had a really fun time working with MD Anderson and the teams here to do what we're doing. We're here to make an important announcement. This announcement is probably one of the most important that Community is ever going to make. But out of respect for all of your time, our speakers are going to be brief, and we're going to stay on time. And so with that, I'm going to welcome Brian Mills, the CEO of Community Health Network.
Hey, good morning. As Richard said, my name is Brian Mills. I have the pleasure of being the President and CEO for the Community Health Network. I've actually been here 37 years. When I started at Community, there wasn't a North Campus. There was only an East Campus, and it was called Community Hospital. I say that because in all those years, today is the most significant change to our organization we have ever made. And this isn't about us. This is about Hoosiers. These are about citizens. These are about people who have the unfortunate diagnosis of cancer. And so this is a message of hope. That's what this is all about. I'd asked Governor Holcomb to attend today. He was not in town, so he sent Cora Steinmetz out here. Thank you so much for representing his office. The partnership we have with the state in so many ways is exemplary. Thank you. So I'm often asked, how do you make decisions? What do you decide what to do or not to do? And people often think it's about money or things like that, which is 100% wrong. Everything we do is guided by our mission, our vision, and our values. That's all we talk about. Our mission is to enhance the health and well-being in the communities we serve. That's what we're doing today. Our vision is to provide an exceptional experience to patients, okay, that is easy to access and simple to navigate. Hard, but it's aspirational. And then our values, we have many values, but our first value starts with the letter P, and that's what we circle everything around, because that's about patients first. This partnership started 12 years ago, 2010. In my opinion, our oncology program was not patients first. And it really troubled me, and did through all kinds of things that I thought I could do to change that. Because when you have cancer and you hear that word, you want to be first, and you want to be now. So literally made a cold call to MD Anderson, didn't know him at all, and said, do you help poor souls like me? Here's what I'm trying to do. 2 years later, we became a certified member that allowed us to do things with them. And today, I'm telling you, we have become a partner member with the #1 cancer organization in the world. In the world. And what does that mean? That means we're fully integrated. I'm sorry. We're fully integrated. We're working arm in arm with them. We're taking their science, their know-how, their research that amazingly they want to share with people like us to make sure that the patients here can receive the same care as the best place in the world locally. Because it's hard for people to travel. not just one time, but many times. And some of these treatments, that's what we require. That is required. So with us today, not only do we have a new name, but we embrace their aspiration to make cancer history. And that red line through that word cancer drives us. It reminds us every day that's what we're dealing with. No, I know it's aspirational. I know it doesn't happen like that. I know they can't make it happen like that. But what we aspire to right now is to have this become a chronic disease. It's not a death sentence. It's where we say we can help you. And it can be like other chronic diseases like diabetes that we live with and we still have a fabulous life. And we can have quality life for everything that we do. So with that, I'm so excited that you all are here today. And Mayor Hogsett, I really appreciate you coming and would like to have you share a few words.
Well, good morning. Brian, thank you for that kind introduction. I am pleased and proud to be here. Richard knows me better than I thought when he indicated that we were all going to make brief comments. I was born at night, Richard, but I wasn't born last night. And I know what that signaled. So I'm so happy to be here today as MD Anderson deepens their association with the aptly named Community Health Network, a group whose Indianapolis roots go back into the 1950s. In fact, Brian, my family roots with this hospital exceed 37 years. We go back 58 years. In fact, I have often thought of myself as a part owner. But if I can speak on behalf of the benefit that this partnership will have for, as Brian indicated, residents of our city and residents of our state, it is about partnership for Indianapolis families. So let me start with my family. My uncle was a Protestant chaplain at what was then Community Hospital. For many years, he ended up retiring as the executive director of the Community Hospital Foundation. My Aunt Betty was a stalwart in the cardiac cath lab for many, many years. You finally made her retire. She didn't want to. And she is still with us and happy and healthy. I'm here with my sister today, who has enjoyed the compassionate care that this facility provides. And I too was a patient at Community. And in fact, as Brian will recall, you were kind enough when you were reconfiguring what we now call Community East. I have a brick in the office of the mayor of the city of Indianapolis from the old Community Hospital, replacing now the new beautiful hospital on our east side. What we welcome today in this partnership on behalf of families is services for families who want and who deserve the best care for their loved ones facing serious illness. Families who have long depended upon this community-built hospital for that care. And as I just mentioned, since its earliest years, Community Health Network has prided itself on innovative care and innovative treatment. Today, as Brian has indicated, we are greatly expanding that. With Community MD Anderson, our city's residents, the residents of Central Indiana and frankly Indiana as a whole, now have local access to world-renowned cancer care. That's a big deal. And that's something to celebrate. Community's already stellar expertise, when combined with this global leader, has caused Indianapolis to become the exclusive Midwest location for fully integrated care from MD Anderson. That means that our city, the city we call home, Indianapolis, is becoming a critical treatment destination for the entire region. So my thanks to MD Anderson, my thanks to the Community Health Network for bringing us to today's welcome news for all of Indianapolis. I am deeply grateful, not just as mayor, but as patient and as family member. So with that, it's my special privilege to welcome up President and CEO of MD Anderson, Dr. Peter Pisters. Doctor.
Well, thank you very much, Mayor Hochstead. It's great to be with all of you. My mother told me that brevity and clarity are virtues. And just like the previous speakers committed, I will be brief and my mother will be proud. So it's terrific to be with all of you today, and this is a monumental day for Community Health Network, for Central Indiana, for Indianapolis, for Hoosiers, and for MD Anderson. We're just thrilled to be here and to celebrate this milestone. As we do so, it's important to recognize that for 80 years, MD Anderson has been the leader in providing high-quality cancer care, pushing the frontiers of breakthroughs in cancer treatments, focusing on prevention, and now building a national network with partners of this caliber, benefiting communities around the country and enabling us to work together to extend our mission in ways that really hope and bring opportunities to finally end cancer. That's really what we're here to do together with all of you. We seek out like-minded organizations with similar culture. That's so important to our ability to achieve success. We work together to bring our multidisciplinary care, teams coming together around the needs of the patient, focusing on their needs, helping families to adjust to what it means to have a loved one with cancer, and working towards cures. That's really what we do, what we specialize in, and what we're going to partner to create here in Central Indiana. Over the past decade, Community has really impressed us with their commitment, with their spirit, with their energy, with the caliber of the people. We've been in really a bi-directional learning opportunity as we learn from you, and hopefully you learn from us, and together we get better over time. That's really what this is all about. We're so pleased to see Community identified as a partner member in our cancer network. It's the first member partner that we've added in 6 years, and that's very, very significant and should be important to you because it's very, very important to us. So today we're proudly welcoming you and announcing Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center. Isn't that awesome? This partnership will really strengthen the circle of support for cancer patients throughout Central Indiana. It will benefit Hoosiers in ways that we've not seen before, in ways that we can't even imagine today. And it will promote coordinated, collaborative research, enabling us to bring cutting-edge treatments here to Indianapolis to benefit patients and families in the future. As we do this, this really means that patients in this community will have access to these kind of cutting-edge treatments. What we know today is that on Thursday in Houston, patients are receiving treatments that will be approved by the FDA next month, 6 months from now, or a year from now. We want that innovation, those opportunities, that chance for cure to be available right here in Indianapolis through our partnership with Community Health Network. So as we celebrate this milestone, we've brought along a gift for Community Health Network, for you, Brian, for your team. Dr. Badia, do you want to come forward and perhaps we can present this as a token of our partnership and our commitment together?
Thank you so much, Dr. Pisters. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You get to hold that. So in summary, today is an unbelievable day. It's a great day for Indianapolis. It's an amazing day for Hoosiers. It's an incredible day for MD Anderson. We're just so thrilled to be here, and we look forward to the months and years ahead. The work is just beginning. The opportunities will be unbelievable. Thank you so much. And Chris, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Pisters. At this time now, it is my pleasure and privilege to welcome to the podium Community's Medical Director for Oncology, Dr. Sumit Bhatia.
Thank you so much. Today is a great day for all of us at Community Health Network. As I reflect over today, I realize I've been singularly lucky. I cannot say that so far in life I've ever gone through any pain, discomfort, deprivation. I've never even attended a funeral in my life. Last Thursday, 4 hours after I heard that this contract was signed, for which we've been working on it for 20, 10 or 3 years, I heard that my mother, who's 87 years old, fell down and had a terrible fracture. And I had to make a decision whether I'd be here or go head home, which I did. The shoe was on the other foot, and probably for the first time in my life, I experienced what it is to be a patient's family member. Never dealt with this before. It's not fun, even when it's not cancer. But it led me to think in the last 5 days, what do we aspire for ourselves and for our families? What we want is immediate access, timeliness, explanations that are kind, attention to detail, compassion, technical expertise, and we want all that to be best in the world now and here. It leads one to think, how would I treat everybody as if they were family? And this leads me to Ariti, because I remember I got a call from Dr. Harb, who's a family friend of theirs in California, that he knows somebody who was in Lafayette for the last 10 to 20 days, was struggling with symptoms and hadn't been able to get care. It was very obvious within the next few minutes that what we were dealing with was essentially a life-threatening condition, and she headed in over here. And when I saw her, I realized that she was only 4 years older than my daughter. A chill went down my spine as I looked at her. And over the next 24 hours, we determined that she did have acute lymphoid leukemia. But what we had also learned through our conferences with Dr. Kantarjian was, and we had previous patients whom we had referred, that we did not really need to put her through high-dose toxic chemotherapy, through a bone marrow transplant. Actually, there were therapies available in Houston which could allow for a much higher cure rate and also preserve the life and quality of a young girl. She was lucky enough to be able to head to Houston, get care, and today we know that she's in molecular remission, which is a step towards cure without morbidity. Who in this room would not want this for their child or family? For us at Community, the challenge is, how do we deliver the same care and facilitate it for everybody, not just somebody who knows a person, not just somebody who's able to travel to Houston, but just here and now. And to that end, I welcome Dr. Pisters for coming here and bearing those gifts for our patients, our hospitals, our cancer center, and our state and the Midwest. So without further ado, Ariti, please come here and tell us your story. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bhatia. Hi, everyone. You have cancer is never a phrase that you're prepared to hear. As a 23-year-old, fresh out of college and applying to law school, those words completely changed my life. However, when the people breaking this news to you are as supportive, resolute, and proactive as Dr. Bhatia and his incredible team, the blow of the news is somehow balanced out. Their commitment to you as a patient is unparalleled, and that includes their ability and willingness to send their patients to the leading cancer center of the world. MD Anderson saved my life thanks to community. The treatment I received at MD Anderson is unique and was made to treat the cancer that I had as an individual, focusing on how I can get the most out of treatments with the least toxicity, always aiming at long-term remission. In other words, the closest to a complete cure. Watching Dr. Kantarjan and his team use decades of experience and expertise to save my life was the most inspiring and humbling experience. My mother, who has been by my side throughout this whole journey, and I learned to feel very safe and confident during treatment. Through their work and persistence, I too learned to be fearless as a patient. My family, MD Anderson, and community are the reason that I was able to keep going. The truth is that it's not easy to find yourself in a foreign city all of a sudden undergoing treatment. Even if you are able to get on a plane to Houston, making living arrangements for an indefinite number of months under such stress can be a cause of great strain, both financially and emotionally, and it often falls onto the shoulders of the caregivers. Moreover, chemotherapy is an incredibly alienating experience, which can often lead you to not feel very connected, not even to yourself sometimes. This partnership will allow people to not have to separate themselves from those who support them, and at the same time, they will be able to receive the necessary cutting-edge care. It is a little-known fact that sometimes during chemo, a home-cooked meal can be what separates you from complete despair. I believe that this partnership will completely alter cancer care in the Midwest. From the incredible speed at which they work to get a diagnosis to the unique treatments, this partnership will alter the landscape of medical care in our corner of the world. There's simply not a group of people more capable of bringing MD Anderson here than the doctors and nurses at Community. They are the most committed and unwavering team of medical professionals. Cancer's got nothing on them. Thank you.
Arti, thank you so much. We now open it up to questions from the media. If you have any, I just ask that as you're responding to the questions, that you come back to the mic so that they can hear your answers. Any questions? Any questions from anyone, I guess? You guys did so well that there are no questions? No questions? Okay. Well, with that, I'll just thank everyone. We have tours available. First of all, for your reporters and camera folk, we will have some folks here if you want to do one-on-one interviews. Those will be available. For the rest of you, we have some tours that I highly recommend. We have some wonderful tour guides, and you'll get really a chance to see how this care all comes together for our cancer patients. So with that, thank all of you, and thank you for joining us for this celebration.